Hello everybody and welcome back to Crossroads Inn. Now our inn is quite successful so far. There's been no fighting, at least for one day. I counted that, I'd say this is a huge achievement on our part, right? We also have a few new objects now that we can use, and also I want to go with the kitchen in this one, in this episode as well, since we do have a bit of money there. I think table-wise we are quite fine. We have a nice balance there right now of how many guests we can actually, serve. As long as my servants are not overwhelmed with all of that. Now, one thing that we have that is new now is a new dishwasher. So no one likes washing the dishes, I know. In that case here, this one, at least it has no bonus, but at least it has no disadvantages as well. This one here, the simple one that we're using right now, is very slow. So using this object is very slow, and of course this slows down my whole enterprise here. So we're going to have now a new dishwasher then as well. Of course, they need to stop using the dishwasher for now before I can finally, get rid of it. So once this guy here is done, I can get rid of that. And once this guy is done, I can get rid of that one here. Meanwhile, while we wait on that, we also got a bed now finally. I mean, we already have a bed, quite a bed for 500. The nice bed is a bit cheaper at least, and another big advantage, it's comfy and it's fancy. So in that case, it is helping as well that guests want to sleep in there. And having two of them for now should be a fine thing. So we can have one here. And we can add another one here as well, right? So we can squeeze in two beds here. This is fine. So this is where people can now sleep. Not looking so bad, these beds, I gotta say. So hopefully some guests will now go to them and want to sleep in them. Of course, they pay something then, and it's not that much work because they just come in here, perhaps drink something, go to bed, and that's it. Another thing is now that we have a bit more fame, as we can see lots of guests and also lots of outlaws finally again, because they like the garlic bread, which gives me a lot of money there. This one is finished now. I should really watch out for that. So we have that, and now I can go with, for the dishwasher there, this one. And, this one can only be built inside of the building. Okay, so there's the disadvantage that we have with that. But it's fine, because for now, we do have a bit of money. I would really like to go with the kitchen now. So there's the kitchen. Once again, it costs quite a bit. 4 tiles should be fine, right? That's down to 800 now that we have. We can move then, let's see, a few of my things here. So first of all, that storage shelf goes over there. For the kitchen itself, we will need, of course, some basic window at least. Something simple there. A door might be preferable. There we have a door here as well. And then I can move my stove and my cauldron to the kitchen. I'm going to use another shelf in the kitchen as well that we can have. Of course, a bit of firewood can now be in the kitchen as well, where we can have all the firewood then. I think we're still missing something to a kitchen table. And then we have the kitchen table. So the simplest kitchen table, but popular in the countryside households nevertheless. Cost me 200, and I think we have then finished the quest, at least for now, right? So there's our kitchen table, and there we finished the quest. Very good. Now we do have a bit of space here on the inside there. So we have a shelf there, and now I can have my dishwasher, because I really want to. So where we have the dishwasher, there it is. A good one. Righto. Oh, and that was also a quest, was it? Build a kitchen. That is that. We get 500 gold for that. And doing well, build a well. My famous right. I don't know, we got that well for quite some time already. But at least that's that. We do have a bit more money to build a second one here. And I think since they're faster, I only will need 2 of them from now on. And I can get rid of that one here once this guy's finished. So the water has been brought there too. And the kitchen is ready and finished and quite dirty already. No idea why. What is going on here? Why is it so dirty in my freshly built kitchen? No idea. Should we have a door here too? That might make sense, right? To have a direct door to the guest room from the kitchen. Right, so we have a connection there with the storage and then with the guest room itself right away. So the only thing we will now need, I guess, is, well, a cook. Though cooks are really expensive. And I don't know if it's really worth it. We could go with a kitchen hand, so he can also cook. Right, let's hire another kitchen hand. He can cook, and as we can see, they're cooking already. Let's just check the resource. Oh, my beer is down. Did not expect my beer to go down that quickly. Bread, garlic. We have everything else, but beer is something. Who was good for beer again? None of them, it seems.
There's not enough drinks.
And the drinks is out. Let's go with the Crossroad. No, that's too expensive. Okay, this one's a bit better there. Right, very important. That should never run out. And I hope we get the automatic trade routes as well at some point. So that I can say whenever it goes below a certain storage, we can just order it automatically. So I don't have to do that all the time. And where's she going? She's following the guest, I guess. Right, so far so good. The kitchen is well used, I gotta say that. So lots of people here all the time. And in the storage too. And guest room not being used at the moment. So hopefully that changes. Right, we do have more points there. And I think I want to go with increases the amount of money people are willing to pay for food and drinks right away. This unlocks a few new things like more land we could go with then. Unlocks a cauldron, guests are more patient. Reduces the cost, increases the number of employees, all of that. Let's go with the soup there, and as we can see, a few golden at least. Right, and of course I want to sell also more stuff here. So that is that. Do we have anything new as well? Perhaps the porridge? Nah, that's just too much additional stuff that we would have to go with all the time. That we have the fried eggs, but no, I think those two groups are served rather well at the moment. Okay, well, everything in the inn is going fine. We do need a few more objects that are necessary while we can afford them. The first one is a notice board. That is pretty good for the adventurers that would come then to our inn. Also, they give out messages, bounty notices, and quests and stuff like that. So that's all the things that the adventurers can do. So let's have one of them, not in front of the window though, but yeah, over here. Actually, let's have it here and move the scarecrow a bit to the other side, right? So here, people can then look up quests, and let's have this one rather here, going towards the street there where all these people are passing by. By the way, the surroundings, yeah, we're close to a city, I guess the Crossroads then. That is one thing. And another very important thing is the chopping stump. So firewood is pretty expensive, and I do have the manpower, so why not just have a chopping stump out there and we well, chop down our own firewood. Production, it allows the production of that, it is storage, and it allows that. Very good. Let's have it here. Very important to have that. So we only need to purchase wood now from now on, which is much easier to handle than firewood. It only costs, I think, a sixth of it. And one more thing is for the quests, we do have buy a tool shelf. So you need a place to keep your tools. Thanks to that, your employees will be working much faster. What's more, it will increase the quality of how they work. And we also get a fame point. So a tool shelf is important. Do we have one? We have one. We actually have quite a lot of them. Right, so tool shelf, let's have one. Oh, it's not very, it's ugly, so we should not have it in the guest room, but we can have it here in the kitchen. Right, in the kitchen we have one, and perhaps here in the storage room as well, so that we have two of these. They're not very expensive, and this is already finishing a quest, and my employees should be getting some tools then here, fully used. Well, it provides tools then for my employees, so they can work faster. That is important. Let's check storage once again. My lager is running out so quickly, but we have a full batch of new resources. Plus, as we can see, now they're getting the wood from the surrounding and chopping it into firewood. Right, because we still have lots of wood in the surrounding here as well that we can then use from, well, from these piles, these planks there that are lying around, and we can make our own firewood out of that. Everything else is looking better though, I guess. Yes, this is fine. So let's turn in that quest there as well. Don't be a fool, use a tool. Claim this one.
Reputation is improving.
To level 7 that we are then. Lay off an employee is another quest that we have. Set up a garden, serve 5 satisfied guests in 1 day. Oh, come on, this should be happening at some point now. Right, and gather 100 pieces of firewood. That is another thing that we're doing right now. And we have once again another perk available. Where are the adventurers? They're down here. The travelers. Right, it's those guys. They're down here. They are very, very much sought after because they also are very likely to sleep somewhere. I don't know what this is here. Unlocks a dormitory which allows for renting beds because we already have a guest room. Let's just check that again so that we have the guest room. where tired travelers can sleep in the vacant beds to rest after the long travels. That is, of course, if they're comfortable enough with snoring and nosy looks of other tired travelers. So I don't exactly know what this perk is then. What I know is that I want to unlock the travelers soon. And for that we do need to unlock the tomatoes, the grapes, or the trellis here. Let's go with the grapes. And now we can unlock them with the next perk that we get. Very important, right? Also, better quality employees will then starting to appear. Alright, the inn is still working fine. I hope no one is waiting too long. I don't know why they're not very happy. So we could have a look at our guests. As we can see, most of them are pretty unhappy. So what's the case here? Why are they unhappy? Oh, he's neutral actually, so that is fine. So she, for example, is unhappy because prices are too high and the poor service. Alright, this would be one. Alfonso here, prices are too high. So that's what they're all complaining about. Yeah, because I really want to finish this quest as well. Perhaps it's a good thing to really, especially if the lager, get the prices down so they're happy. Right, and the garlic bread, this one. Right, so prices should be fine now, hopefully, so that the guests are a bit happier. And we get another fighting there. Alright, it was just this one here, and they're repairing it right away. Nothing bad happened there. No travelers yet waiting there. And we have the notice board, and as we can see, we could then go for some quests here. So that we have the quest. We could, I think, put them out there and give them something. Threats, tired guards, hidden treasure. Alright, we don't have any adventurers available right now. Then we could do these quests in all the land here in Untermark where we are, in your Vale. Pretty beautiful map there, by the way. Some other guests are complaining that they don't like the decoration that we have, so especially the outlaws, of which we have quite a lot as well. So let's do something about that, right? We have the decoration, there it is. For example, for travelers, we would have some shields there already, so travelers would be pretty happy here. The outlaws, though, they're not that happy. For example, we have for the distressed a bale of hay. No, we don't. We are not going to use that. But perhaps something else here. Something that increases the fanciness. We have these lanterns of love. Could I put them on there somewhere on the wall? I don't think so. But some paintings would be it, of course. And paintings are really cheap and they're just, you know, fancy. So they don't cater to one particularly guest type. So I can just have a few of them here close to these tables there and get a bit more fanciness then. A coffin. So this is our Halloween decoration. There we have something. A candle skull out here beside the scarecrow for the outlaws that are coming to us. A spider web we can have. Alright, let's have some spider webs. Oh, they're not possible anyway because we don't have any place, it seems. There we should have some space. Yeah, there it is. Right, so this is at least something also for the outlaws. And the festival, Harvest Festival, which is good for a bard. So a bard would then stage here and it's also increasing the fanciness. So let's have this one actually. We just need a space for it. I think there we can have it though. Right, so there we have a stage. So I think a bard would appear then at some point. Let's also move the window that we have there. And move it to another place, like over there. And here. Right, this cost us a bit, but it should be fine. So this definitely increased now the fanciness of my guest room. Having here now a stage as well. Perhaps let's move the image there. We don't really have that much space here anymore. There we have a bit of space for another painting. But I really want to see if there is anything happening then with bards. Whoops, and we also got the first one sleeping here. So it's this guy, and he's called Albino, I guess. And he's sleeping there. Very good. So we got the first guest in the guest room now as well. That's a bit of money there on the side. It's one for now, but I'm pretty sure it fills up then once more and more people come to this place. Oh, and another card full of... This is an interesting card here, by the way. Were those prisoners now?
Say your inn is too dark.
Oh, and my inn is too dark, and we got another guest now sleeping here as well. About the darkness, we can do something about that. Let's have a candle chandelier over here, one in the middle more or less, and one more. Oh, that's 650 though. That is something I cannot afford at the moment. We need to wait a bit. Now we do have the money, and let's just build that real quick. Another one that is... Oh, there we have it. Alright, and let's have it here. So we have 3 of them now. That should be enough. I mean, it looks to me plenty of light is in here. That should be fine. And come on, we should be having 5 satisfied guests at some point. I can see plenty of now. Some of them are still not that happy. This guy here wants to rent a bed. Alright, he just arrived then. Poor service. Prices are so low, but poor service. Then I will get, I guess for my servants, I will need to decrease the speed again. So we have the servants here. And those guys should be focusing a bit on the quality there as well.
Guests can't drink.
Right. One of them is actually outright angry because he slept badly. And we don't have any mugs that can be right. We really don't have any mugs, but they're washing already, so that's fine. And well, what should I say? I had to sell my stage here. First of all, there weren't any bards coming anyway, and the other thing is that, of course, mugs get destroyed as well, and I just didn't have any mugs anymore and didn't make any money it does. Now we have mugs again. As we can see, we can serve everyone, but it was down to 0 actually, so we lost that many mugs in such a short period of time. That is something that we really have to keep in mind though in the future, that we also need to purchase mugs consistently, otherwise we cannot serve, of course. Now the money's flowing again. That should be fine. Hopefully we get a few satisfied customers now. And as we can see, our guest room is now fully booked all the time. So there is really a lot of money coming out of that guest room there. Even though, wait a second, we can of course also go with that. So we have the... Oh, and we have reached another level there by ourselves without any quests. So of course we can also reach new levels there with, I guess, kind of experience points in the background. With the more satisfied customers that we have. As we can see also here, guest room is level 2. That is another thing that we can have. Of course, our rooms have a quality of their own. So the main hall is level 3 at the moment. That means that, well, it's quite decent and people will gladly come to this place. The kitchen is rather low at the moment, but still fine. Guest room is at 2 stars, and we can, well, increase the rent. As we can see, we can almost double it, so that every one of them has to pay 40 golden whenever he wants to sleep in my guest room there. And is that now finally, yeah, 5 satisfied guests that we had in one day, and thus another fame point. Also here obtain 5 economic gossips, and we get another 10 economic gossips with that. Very good. Fulfill the needs of 10 guests in one day. That should be easy. Fame raised to 13. We are on our way to that. A garden we don't have yet. By the way, yes, of course, we can have our garden, our own little farm as well, so that we don't only always have to purchase these things ourselves. But we can rather produce them then if we want to. Fame-wise, right, we can go with 2 more points. And finally, we have the travelers unlocked. So a new type of guest is coming in now too. And on the other hand, we could unlock darts, which is very good for basically my employees there as well, since they can play dart. And I think this is what I'm going with. Right, what else we have here? Tool shelf, cauldron, unlocks more land. We don't need that yet. Guests are more patient. That is pretty useful. So I would either go with the patience or the dart. Let's go with patience for now. This unlocks many more things up here then as well. Especially we have 4 perks now with more land, so we could expand quite a bit around us if we want to. But more patient is a good thing, right? So it's less likely to start a fight. Also, it's more likely they are satisfied. As we can see, this guest here brought in some parasites, so we do need to remove them from our table or chair, and one of my employees is doing that right away, because otherwise it would spread, and thus of course people would get angry. And I think that started the fighting in the previous episodes. So since I'm doing this, removing the parasites, it's not happening anymore, so that's fine. Money is flowing. That's good. We have enough of everything. Lager is going down once again. Other than that, quite successful. I think we're making some money, and I think it's then time for a new expansion as well. Perhaps another or a bigger guest room, since lots and lots of people waiting there and sleeping. Stay tuned.